been chilling, watching the ocean with you.
Hey guys, and it's your girl Tiffany, and welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm here. Didn't see this one coming, but I told myself in 2021 I'm going to do something that I would never do, and for me that's going on a camera and letting people see me. Yeah, I'm not the most photogenic person. I'm not the most comfortable on camera. So I told myself in 2021, I'm going to do something that is totally out of my norm. Here I am. 2021 is looking to be like 2020. So I'm hoping everyone is out there safe, being healthy, not just physically, but mentally, because it is draining to be indoors, just looking at the same four walls all the time. So I hope you guys are being safe. So once again, welcome to my YouTube channel. I think you guys have stereotypically heard all the reasons people have made a YouTube channel, and I fall in every single one of them. Bored because of COVID. Have time because of COVID. Always wanted to make one. I'm sure you've heard that line numerous times. And I decided on making a reaction channel for two reasons. One, I am not the most creative person. So I couldn't do a makeup blog for you guys. I can't do anything computer-wise for you. I just know the basics. Nothing creative like storytelling. Not that interested. I have opinions though. So I can critique something. If you want to hear it, stick around. If you don't, no, well. And two, because I talk to myself and reaction channels allow me not to look crazy. I think I just admitted I'm crazy. But that's not the point. The point is, there is really no point, but I wanted to do a reaction channel. And so on this reaction channel, you can find, I guess, three things you can find here. You're going to find TV shows reactions. I actually have two TV shows in mind that I want to do. But because I live in the UK and there are American channels, American TV shows, I want to see if I can find them through legal sources. Reason why I don't want to go on any dodgy website is because you guys have seen the type of pop-up ads that comes up. No, that's not a good look. The second type of, I guess, what you can find on this reaction channel will be to anime. I have always been a part of the anime world. Just for the last, I think, 2.5 years, I've just been in and out, in and out. I haven't really kept up with a lot of them. So I want to get back into animes. I also have, I think I have 3 animes in mind that I want to do. Once I get into them, I'll let you guys know what those 3 anime shows are and what the 2 TV shows are. And finally, I realized that if I can start my YouTube journey, I can start my journey on also getting to know really 2 groups. And then there's another group that I found, I think, last week that I want to get into. So I don't want to say this is going to be a K-pop reaction channel, just for the fact that I don't think I want to know the whole K-pop world. It's just these 3 groups that I really want to get to know. And the first, as you can see by the title of the reaction, if you have seen it, is BTS. So just a heads up, I am a casual listener of BTS. I have listened to their last 3 albums. That will be B, Mod 7, and I want to say it's Love Yourself Answer. I'm sure it's that, Love Yourself Answer. And I am a fan of them musically. Really, why I want to get to know BTS more is because of their latest album, B. I think it's one of the most phenomenal, like if you listen to the lyrics, one of the most phenomenal albums that we've gotten during COVID time. And I think with COVID, I think it showed a lot of artists' penmanship, and a lot of artists, to me, kind of failed in terms of not being able to bring out new content, especially at a time where people are stuck and can don't really want to hear the same thing over and over. To me, a lot of artists fail where BTS shine, because B is not even just a COVID album to me. It's an album that just, it's anyway, any, if you listen to the lyrics, if you read the lyrics, this can go many ways. You can take this in terms of not just COVID, but just life on a whole. It was just phenomenal. I told myself, you know what? I need to get to know them just a little better. The second group is actually what I just, the reason why I got into them is because I know that they're BTS label brothers, and that is Tomorrow by Together, TXT for short. So I listened to their previous, do you call that a mini album? I think you call it, Blue Hour, and I loved it. I absolutely loved it, and I realized that I could get to know these boys as well, because the caliber that Big Hit seems to be putting out seems to be very phenomenal. So it'll be BTS and TXT. The last group, I'll lie, I saw them on Twitter on a video, and I just thought their stage was just phenomenal. I don't even know their lyrics. I've never heard any of their music, but I think as this journey is going on, I can add them to the list. And correct me if I'm wrong, is it Atis or Atis as you pronounce it? I don't know which one it is, but if you can leave it in the comment how you pronounce their names, much appreciated. So yes, those are the three groups that I really want to get to know and will be part of my YouTube journey. So if you guys are interested in the type of reactions I'll do, please leave a comment, like, and subscribe. Join the family. Join my little part of Al Gore's internet, and let's get it. So thank you, and let's get into the reaction now. Oh wow, is that one of their concerts? Mad. Look at them.
How many of you have heard of BTS?
I have. And just to prove that I am a casual listener of BTS, I actually know their names. I know there's RM, Jin, Suga, J-Hope, Jimin, V, Jungkook. Yeah. Just checking. I'm just checking if I missed anyone. No, I didn't. I know them.
Who is BTS and why are they so popular? BTS is a 7-member group from South Korea. While the words boy band are often associated with the image of screaming teen girls, that is far from reality. First, there's nothing wrong with being a young person showing love for something you enjoy.
That's true. That is very true.
What if I told you about 24% are in their 20s, 28% are in their 30s, and 21% are in their 40s?
No, look at this graph. Look at it. Okay, so I will admit to you guys, when I think of boy band, I actually don't even think of BTS as a boy band. I simply think of them as a group. To me, a boy band, I don't know why, but I only could think of like Backstreet Boys. Lord, if you're not that old. To the younger generations, it will be, I guess, One Direction. And I think there's another one called The Vamps. I think it's The Vamps they're called. But to me, I've never considered BTS a boy band group. It doesn't fit their persona, not just because they rap or anything. I think that's one of the reasons too, because they have different elements to their group, while a boy band typically just sticks to like singing, and it's usually pop. With BTS, I've heard rock, I've heard hip-hop, I've heard pop, R&B. They switch it up to me. So, yeah, I've never considered them myself I never considered them to be a boy band.
Take a closer look at this age and gender demographic for BTS's 2020 Map of the Soul ticket sales. Females
Wow,
ages
a
25
lot of
and up
boys.
made 46%
A lot of males actually
of
listen
web
to them.
traffic, and
31,
31%
wow.
were males. BTS's fans named ARMY
Yes,
will
I know
often
that.
tell you BTS is not your typical boy band.
I agree.
And why? To get a better understanding, let us go back to the beginning.
Okay.
BTS was created by Big Hit Entertainment, whose mission statement is music and artist for healing. The company, and
Okay.
namely their CEO, Bang Si-hyuk, wanted BTS to be sincere and genuine figures that people could easily relate to and grow with.
Okay.
Not immaculate idols groomed amid studio.
Sorry, I'm pausing. I just want to read. Okay. Okay, that is new. Because usually CEOs don't really care about the image as long as whatever image their artists take brings in money. They don't really care if they're fake or not. And you see it a lot. You see a lot of, let's use rappers who play their hard and they're not. But they have to play that persona. And it makes money. So it's interesting to hear a CEO wants authenticity. Okay.
Culture, but real boys who shared their authentic personalities and talents with the world. Which is why BTS stands for 방탄소년단, Korean
Okay.
for Bulletproof Boy Scouts.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Bangtan meaning to be resistant to bullets, so it means to block out stereotypes, criticisms, and expectations that are aimed at adolescents like bullets, to preserve the value and ideals of today's adolescents.
That's a powerful statement. J-Hope said that. That's a powerful statement because the world doesn't realize that, well, society doesn't realize that they push their ideals on adolescents. Like adolescents could want to be more creative, but society has told them that rarely would creative persons make it. Rarely would creative people be happy. You have to stick to a regiment of values that coincides with structure. Not saying that structure and a regiment is not necessary, but sometimes they make it seem like that's all it's meant to be. But that's an interesting. I wonder when J-Hope said that. That's something you don't really hear young people say, or want to. Not young people don't want to say publicly because it'll get bashed.
In 2017, BTS rebranded their name and logo representing their growth and maturity, extending the meaning to beyond the scene. The new door-inspired logo symbolizes youth who don't settle for their current reality and instead open the door and go forward to achieve growth.
Wow.
BTS debuted on June 12, 2013 with 7 members. RM,
Let's see.
Jin,
Uh-huh.
Suga,
Yeah.
J-Hope,
Okay.
Jimin, V, and Jungkook.
Did I not say all the names? I know them. Well, I know of them, not know them. This is what I'm doing to get to know them.
All 7 members came from different parts of Korea. So at first, living together in a small apartment was a challenge. Their CEO, Bang Si-hyuk, created a method for the boys whenever they got into an argument.
일단 싸워도 된다. 싸움을 두려워하기 때문에 우리 갈등이 커지는 거다라고 가리키고요. 그다음에 마지막으로는 단 해결은 7이 같이 하는 거다. 싸움은 둘이 해도 해결은 7명이 같이 해라. 하기 너무 창피한 걸로 싸움을 해도 결국 같이 와서 저희가 이런 문제를 갖고 둘이 싸웠는데 이렇게 해서 이렇게 해결했습니다라고 얘기를 하고, 그런 부분들이 이 팀의 친화력을 혹은 시너지를 강하게 만들고 있지 않나 이렇게 생각합니다.
Oh,
Before we go on, that is really interesting to me. So he encouraged them to fight. A lot of people don't use that formula. And I think if a lot of people use that formula, a lot of conversations would be had. That if you have an argument, it's not just the 2 people or 3 people that had the argument. All of you need to have this discussion of what the argument brings. And that helps because let's say one person does not like, I want to use something petty, shoes at the door. The person he argues with, if you tell the whole group this is something that annoys you, it's less likely to happen. Everyone knows what triggers someone. Everyone knows that, okay, don't do this to trigger this person. I get what you're saying. Everyone comes together. Everyone can at least give their input and try to resolve it as a group. And I think that what happens to a lot of, I don't even want to say boy band, but let's use boy bands. I think that's one of the reasons boy bands kind of only last, let's say 3-4 years max. Because one, you bring in people from all walks of life together and you expect them to just sit down and work together. Okay, sure, but you can't sit and work together with people you just met. You need to hash out any issues that may come up. And I think what happens is that if two people fight or they don't want to fight, so they let it build up inside them. They let it, instead of talking it out, because you're like, oh, it's gonna be a mess if they try to, or it might get escalated. But sometimes you need it escalated just to learn what makes that person tick or what you shouldn't do to get that person to that level. So that's a very interesting way. Let them fight and then discuss it as a group. That's very interesting.
Over the years, the boys have come to love each other despite their difference in personalities, to the point where they'd feel incomplete with one member missing. They became each other's strength and support and formed a brotherhood.
내 머릿속에는 옆에 멤버들이 있어야 뭔가 자연스러워. 그러니까 뭔가 내 핸드폰이나 지갑처럼 없으면 불안한.
That's a statement. Because everyone, you know, when you have your phone, if you lost your phone, you're gonna get triggered. You're like, oh my god, my phone.
넘어져도 저 혼자 일어나는 게 아니라 그냥 같이 일어난 거니까.
좀 생각을 해보면 이런 7명이 어떻게 모였을까라는 생각이 들어요. 이제는 오래 지냈다고 해서 될 문제는 아니에요. 어떻게 보면은 운명인 것 같아요. 되게 유치하지만 그냥 운명이었던 거예요.
Their climb to the top may seem sudden to those who didn't follow their journey, but it was far from a walk in the park. BTS's company, Big Hit Entertainment, started off small and faced numerous hardships, even coming close to bankruptcy.
Whoa.
Since Big Hit wasn't a large company at that time, they lacked the resources for promoting BTS. Even getting the chance to debut was a fluke. Their debut performance opportunity came about because a music show needed a filler for someone else's
So they
spot.
really started at the bottom.
Even after they debuted, their performances would often get cut. And if they did make it on air, their screen time was very short since Big Hit.
What do you mean they were cut? So, what do you mean by that? What do you mean the performance were cut? So like if they were cut, like if, I guess, award shows, they would just cut their performance from there? Is that what I mean by that?
It didn't have the power or influence bigger companies had over broadcasts. Since they were often not invited to a lot of big variety shows, the company found their own way to communicate with their audience through platforms such as YouTube. By vlogging their journey, they allowed us to discover their personalities. They also created their own variety shows and often live streamed with fans. They honed their crafts for hours on end, practicing in the dance studio and producing music, returning home at dawn to all sleep in one bedroom.
No way!
Years of hard work and not knowing where they'd end up, they finally won their first music show award. Yet, as they grew in popularity, they were falsely accused of sajegi,
What does that
which is
mean?
when a company buys their own artist albums
Explain
to
it.
boost sales for the charts.
Wait, maybe I misheard, but didn't she say that they were a small company? So if a small company doesn't have money to properly put their artists out there, how will they buy their artists' albums if they don't have money? Let it make sense, people. Let it make sense.
That's because people couldn't believe a group from a small company was
They're haters
selling
then.
well,
Haters.
ignoring the fact that a small company wouldn't have the resources to pull off
Thank
such
you.
a scam.
Thank you.
These were just a few of their hardships and struggles. I created a separate video highlighting their past
Oh,
hardships.
gotta check that out
I'll
then.
link that in my description box. Throughout the years, BTS were able to reach impressive milestones while continuing to sing in Korean. They shattered cultural language barriers with music and attracted an international audience. They grew organically by staying true to themselves while building a genuine connection with their fans from around the world. During an era where streaming numbers have gone up and traditional album sales have gone down, BTS has become an industry anomaly. Their
Okay.
latest album, Map of the Soul 7, released February 21, 2020, is the best-selling physical album of the year, and they sold over 500,000 copies.
Whoa. That was just the United States alone. Wow.
In just the United States alone. The biggest kicker? Well, BTS did this without a single bundle. And what does bundle mean? Artists would bundle merchandise or concert tickets with the album's sales. For example, a copy of an artist's album, digital or physical, would be included in every t-shirt sale or ticket sold for their concert. These sales would count towards charting numbers and
Okay.
become an industry-wide tactic in the US to help boost sales figures and in effect climb up the Billboard charts.
Okay. So this is what, if you follow Nicki Minaj, when her Queen album came out, I think it was with Travis Scott, she had a huge issue saying that, oh, he only got #1 because of bundles. Now, I didn't understand what that meant, bundles. So you're telling me if I buy a t-shirt from the artist site, that I'm also technically buying an album as well? How is that fair? But okay, that makes sense. I was wondering why people were making an issue with bundling, but if that's what bundling is, yeah, that's unfair. That is really unfair. Oh, but congrats to BTS then, because if BTS is not doing bundles and yet getting, I know March 7 went #1 on the Billboard charts. And I think B went #1 as well. I don't know if any previous albums went, but I know those two definitely went #1. So if they're doing that and they're not bundling, that's just that's pure talent being recognized right there. Nothing else to say.
A 2019 New York Times article, they said about half the 39 titles that topped the charts last year were sold as part of ticket or merchandise bundles. Without the help of bundles and driven by the power of ARMYs alone, BTS were able to beat a lot of historic records, such as Michael Jackson's 36-year record and the Beatles' 22-year record.
Congrats.
While these
That's
musical
amazing.
acts are famous around the world, Suga has said it's a great honor to be called the Beatles of the 21st century. At the same time, it's a bit pressuring to be called that.
I can get that.
We are BTS. We
Yeah.
want to be
Yeah.
the BTS
You definitely- yes.
of the 21st
That is very true.
century. The members themselves have always been involved in their music and engaged with their fans, even before they officially debuted. From their debut album, Too Cool for School, in 2013 to their most recent Map of the Soul 7, all 7 members have contributed as either writers and or producers on every album.
No way. They're talented, but that's to the extreme. There are very few artists in this era that can say they produce, they can write their own songs, produce and write their own songs, or even compose their own music. Very few can say that. Oh, these some talented young men.
All of BTS are associate members of the Korea Music Copyright Association, and as of August 2020, J-Hope, Suga, and RM were all promoted to full members of the association.
Wow.
They even create music that's released for free on SoundCloud as gifts to their fans.
Oh.
Much of their work touches on subjects like mental health, youth and female empowerment, child
Okay.
abuse,
Wow.
cyberbullying, self-love and development, and socio-economic injustices. Much of their work is also inspired by past writers and thinkers.
Okay,
Their
that's
latest
interesting.
series, Map of the Soul, incorporates psychological concepts by Swiss psychiatrist Carl Jung. BTS is not afraid to use their platform to amplify underrepresented voices and issues, taking numerous risks with their career while receiving backlash from people in power.
I was gonna question that, but she answered it because she stated that they talk about social economic issues. I know that fact that South Korea is very conservative. So for them to like question, I want to say the status quo, would that have caused issues for them? But she answered it. It did. Oh, it's still causing issues, I guess. But that's interesting to know, and that's bravery as well, because if you know something is going to, oh, he's very handsome. If something is going to get you in trouble, people tend to stay away from it, even though it's for a good cause. So it's really interesting that happened.
BTS are also as charitable as they are talented. Throughout
okay.
the years, members have been donating individually
Sorry, this is not. I understand this is charity, but look at them. These are models. Look at them.
and as a group. BTS rarely publicize donations, so fans often find out about them if media organizations uncover the details.
Wow. I just want to take the time to read that over again. Find out if media outlets uncover the details. Very few artists do this. Very few. A lot of artists or celebrities, not even use artists, celebrities quickly run to Instagram, Twitter, whatever social platform they're on, and then publicize what they donated. Now, yes, there are some charities that you kind of need to build awareness for. But sometimes I feel like every time they give a little money, they run to social media. Give this month. Oh, I did this for you. Oh, I did this, did this. And especially, I find they especially like to throw it back in people's face that they donate when someone asks them to use their platform to amplify underappreciated voices. So if somebody asks them to do something, I've seen a celebrity said that I've already given money to a different charity. I can't do it for this one. I'm like, okay, calm down. It was just a suggestion. That was it. But I think true charity is very quiet. You don't hear it. And I like the fact that you don't know what they donate unless it's uncovered. I'm sure they do public donations, but I think their public donations may be because it's necessary to be public. People need to hear about it in order for the charity to grow.
One of BTS's few public announcements
yeah.
was in November 2017
Okay.
for their Love Myself campaign. They partnered with UNICEF to create a campaign aimed at protecting children and teenagers from around the world, with the hope of making the world a better place through music.
Oh, wow.
BTS and their company, Big Hit Entertainment, pledged 500 million Korean won and donated 3% of the income from the sales of physical albums of the Love Yourself series, along with 6 other fundraising initiatives, including the Love Myself merchandise, where 100% of its proceeds were pledged to the cause.
Wow.
The Love Yourself series, which contained 3 albums total, sold over 7 million copies worldwide.
Whoa.
On September 24, 2018, BTS was invited to deliver a speech about the
I've heard of that. I've heard that they spoke at the UN, and I know they did. I think they spoke at the 2020. I think they spoke last year. Yeah, I think I've heard that they spoke last year. Okay, that's cool. That's really cool. Oh, that had to be nerve-wracking. Speaking to the heads of the world governments. Woo!
The Love Myself campaign at the United Nations General Assembly. On January 15, 2020, Formula E announced their partnership with BTS to help combat climate change. On June 3, 2020, BTS tweeted their support for Black Lives Matter. A few days later, Variety reported that BTS and Big Hit Entertainment had donated $1 million.
If you don't stand for anything, you fall for everything. That is a saying my dad always instilled into me. You have to stand for something. I'm going to be honest with you guys. Last year, my mom told me that a group donated $1 million to the Black Lives Matter. And when she said group, I wasn't thinking musical group. I thought she meant a business had donated $1 million to Black Lives Matter. But it was BTS. Wow. That's wow. Wow.
To support the Black Lives Matter movement. When armies got wind of the news, they matched their $1 million donation.
Me. Yes. I love a fandom or fans that matches their, I guess, I don't want artist portrayal. Very few times you see that. To match $1 million in 24 hours. And I'm guessing they said their fan base is very broad. So still, that is amazing. That is absolutely amazing. So another round of applause to you guys, especially to Army. Amazing.
In one day. Now, these are just a couple of their acts of charity. With their socially conscious music, BTS created a new fandom culture that brings together fans from different national and racial identities. This led to the emergence of bilingual ARMY volunteers who translated BTS Korean lyrics and videos in their language almost real time,
Wow.
making the content
Look at
immediately
them.
available to non-Korean speakers. We may all speak different languages, but their music and their message connected people from around the world, with different ethnicities, background, gender, and age. BTS has also expressed their love and respect for ARMY countless of times, such as always mentioning them first during speeches, responding to fans on their social media app Weverse, showing their appreciation for ARMY projects, halting rehearsals for the Muslim prayers in Saudi
Wow,
Arabia.
that's
The
amazing.
youngest member, Jungkook, even got the fandom name tattooed
No?
on his hand.
That's
Together
sweet.
with
I love the
ARMY, they
relationship
grew
that I'm
as
seeing between
individuals and as
them and their
artists.
fans.
저는 굳이 영향력을 주는 거창한 것에 안 원하고 그냥 저희를 보는 분들이 행복하고 웃을 수 있다면 그걸로
팬이라는 게 진짜 뭘까 막 이런 생각을 가끔 많이 하거든요. 결국 그 사람들 때문에 저희가 무대에 서는 거라서 그 봐주는 사람들을 위해서 노래를 하고 무대를 하는 거기 때문에 결국 우리는 그 사람들한테 진짜 감사해야 되고 무대 하나하나에 최선을 다해야 돼요.
간단하게 얘기해서는 가수를 하고 있는 어떤 제일 중요한 이유인 것 같아요. 저는 뭐 방송 활동도 물론 싫지 않지만 진짜 콘서트는 그냥 제가 이 방탄소년단을 하고 있는 이유가 맞는 것 같아요.
Wow. Look at them. Look at them.
참 다행히도 내가 원래 하고 싶었던 메시지 하고 싶었던 음악들을 하고 있어서 참 다행이라고 생각을 해요. 그러기 때문에 되게 그렇게 살고 있는 것 같아요. 긍정적인 에너지를 주죠.
일단 이 일을 좋아하는 거, 이 일을 사랑하고 너무 좋아하는 게 저에게 큰 영향을 주는 것 같아요. 왜냐면 이 일을 하기 싫고 실증이 나고 하면은 무대 위에서도 나타나기 때문에 이 일을 굉장히 사랑하기 때문에 내가 무대 위에서 퍼포먼스를 할 수 있고 노래를 할 수 있는 것 같아요.
계속 와서 응원해주는 모습, 그리고 이렇게 저희를 진심으로 좋아해주는 그런 표정들, 힘들 때 그런 표정들이 저에게 더 힘을 주는 것 같아서
저희를 알아봐 주신 여러분들이라면 여러분의 꿈이 아니더라도 여러분의 삶, 여러분의 인생에 언젠가 저희의 존재가, 저희의 음악이, 저희의 무대가, 저희의 사진, 영상이 여러분한테 아주 조금이라도 아픔이 100이라면 그 100을 99, 98, 97로 만들어줄 수 있다면 그걸로 저희의 존재의 가치는 충분합니다. 정말 사랑합니다.
That is
Their
so
love
sweet.
for ARMY has also helped them decide on re-signing another 7-year contract with Big Hit Entertainment. They mentioned doing it for their fans and not for money.
Wow.
So while people often discredit BTS's talent, likening their popularity to superficial aspects that come with the image of a boy band, it is their development of personalities and sincerity towards their art and their fans that made their fandom the size and reach that it has become. I hope people will come to realize that BTS is more than just their singing and their dancing skills. They're not just performers, but artists who have healed and inspired millions of people around the world. For a deeper dive into BTS, please refer to these websites, apps, and ARMY accounts to stay updated. We're also working on more video projects and a website, so stay tuned.
Oh, wow. That was amazing. That was amazing. That was a very helpful and understanding video for me. Yeah, wow. I made a very good decision in getting to know these boys. To know that they're part of their own music by writing and producing, to know that they are charitable, to know that they didn't start off from the top. Drake's song really applies to them, started from the bottom. And she is right. She said that their climb may seem sudden. I thought that they would just join. They just formed, not joined, just formed. Because it did seem sudden, but they've been together since 2013. That's 2021. I think she said it was June they were formed. It's going to be 8 years this year. Oh, so yeah, they're an old group. Well, old in terms of the age that they formed. Or they debuted. No, she said debuted, not formed. So I'm guessing they're older than that then. If you debuted 2013, I'm guessing that they've been together maybe 8-9 years. Wow. That was really good. I got an insight to them that I was looking for, and this video was very well done in terms of telling me what I needed to know. Hopefully I didn't pause too much in this video. I just wanted to get to read some of the things that she wrote and to get a better understanding. But that's amazing. So with that being said, guys, if you enjoyed my reaction to this, please like, subscribe, and comment on the video as well. Also give me any recommendation. I didn't know she said she has a video dedicated to their hardship, so I'll definitely check that out. But if you have any introduction videos to TXT and Atheist or Atheist, please correct me if I'm saying their names wrong. Please link them up in the description. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'll see you next time. Bye.